Hey everybody, how's it going? This is Justin with the Millennial Mixtape, back with an album review in my new office that I just found on Google. So I'm really excited about that. I no longer have to wait for, the perfect weather to record my reviews. So anyway, today we're talking about the Strokes' latest, The New Abnormal. This is their latest LP release. It's their first release since 2016's EP, which was titled Future, Present, Past, and it's 6 years since Comeback Machine, their last LP. So this album was produced by Rick Rubin, so right off the bat you know that you're going to be getting some kind of out there sounds. It's not going to conform to any one particular genre, which is going to be great. With this album there are bits of texture from different things that the Strokes have tried in the past. There's a little bit of new wave, there's a little bit of pop, a little bit of electronica, but all of it is here presented in one package. I think Rick Rubin has a lot to do with that, being able to pull in those previous influences, those past sounds, and put them together in this new experiment. It still has that New York underground basement swagger that was on Is This It?, which was the album they first released in 2001. It's what kind of made them rise to prominence. I can remember going into Best Buy to play the latest video games. I think it was Guitar Hero at the time, and hearing this over the loudspeaker. And I think eventually some of their songs, maybe Someday, was on Guitar Hero itself. So for me, this album has a bit of nostalgia tied to it. It's not that I was the biggest Strokes fan in the past, but of course when I hear them, you've got to bop your head a little bit. They've always had a really good sound, but I was really interested to dive into this album and see what they sound like now. So a few songs on the album, particularly the first three, to me sound nothing like the rest of the album. So if you go in and you hear just those first three songs, you might be wondering, what are they going for with this? It's kind of disjointed. The verses don't really line up with the choruses. Some of the guitar textures on the solos to me just don't really work at all. But those songs, so we have The Adults Are Talking, Selfless, and Brooklyn Bridge to Chorus. I know that they released The Adults Are Talking and Brooklyn Bridge to Chorus as singles. I don't know if that was the best bet, but Strokes fans are going to listen to it regardless. People that maybe, like me, had listened to the Strokes in the past and kind of given up on them for a while might be coming back and saying, oh, well, this is different, let me see what they got. But again, those are very different songs. So the first song, The Adults Are Talking, it's very synth-driven, very electronic. It's kind of like this hybridization of Neon Trees and Two Door Cinema Club. It's not really my thing. Again, the verse doesn't really sync up with the chorus. There's a weird texture on the guitar. I'm not sure what they were going for sound-wise with that one. You also have Selfless, and with Selfless, it's nice that it's stripped down. Like, you feel like the lyrics, the vocals really shine on it. Again, it's going one direction in the verses and the chorus, and then it's going in another direction, going one direction in the verse and another direction, a different direction in the chorus. But Julian's vocals, again, here are really good. They're very emotive. They really are introspective lyrically. I kind of dive into what maybe he's been going through, or at least the narrator's been going through over the past however many years. I know that it was recently brought up that Julian and his longtime wife have separated, so maybe that had some tinge into the lyrics. I don't know. And then the third song on the album, I think they thought we wouldn't hear it. I think they thought that we wouldn't catch that little Ace of Base inspiration there, but I did. I don't know if you did. If you did, let me know in the comments. But yeah, that is like straight up Beautiful Life from Ace of Base. Like, I heard that song and I was like, why does this make me think of my sister, who's 10 years older than me? And it's because she had Ace of Base playing all the time in 1995, and I hear that here. I hear Beautiful Life all over this place. So again, they thought they could hide it from us, but they didn't. It's right there. It's right there. And then the choruses, there's a little bit of Nightmare of You influence. So the first three tracks really don't provide you a good taste of what's to come from the rest of the album. The rest of the album sounds like the Strokes. Again, like, it takes me back to 2001 when I'm playing Guitar Hero in Best Buy on the demo station, right? It's kind of what I'm getting there. One song that I really didn't like, and it's because it sounds disjointed. The verses and the chorus don't really line up with each other. When I heard this song, I thought, man, did I accidentally put on Modern English's I Met With You? Bad Decisions sound at the beginning when the drums come in and the guitars come in. I thought this was just straight up Melt With You. And then you get to the pre-chorus, and the pre-chorus sounds just like Billy Idol's Dancing with Myself. So I was like, man, it's kind of, you know. So again, you get that disjointed, like the choruses and the verses don't really match. But with this one, it's bad because the choruses and the verses, the choruses are way different. I love the choruses. I wish that the entire song was more like the choruses. But in the verses, you're getting this weird kind of like other sound, like it's coming from somewhere else. And I don't know if that's Rick Rubin's hand on it. I don't know if maybe there was some argument recording. I don't know what the deal was. But I think that Bad Decisions is my least favorite song on the album, just for that reason alone. So once you get out of those first 3 or 4 songs roundabout, you start getting into what sounds more like the Strokes. So with Eternal Summer, Julian's falsetto work here is like magnificent. Like I didn't know that he could falsetto like that. It sounds so good. And now that I've heard it, I wish that there was more of it throughout other parts of the album, but I get that, you know, you do a good thing, you don't want to put it everywhere, you just kind of want to do it, you know, every once in a while, give people a taste and then move on. But yes, his falsetto work on Eternal Summer is so good. It's one of the more cohesive sounding songs on the album. Again, because of the first 4, when you get into this one, it sounds like they were a band working collaboratively. With the first few songs, it really did not sound like that. What really lends itself to this song is the fact that Julian is typically so laissez-faire with his enunciation, but with this song, Eternal Summer, where the lyrics are kind of like this like tranquil, relaxed, leisurely jaunt through the fields, right? It's got that kind of like summertime flow to it, like his like kind of, you know, promenade through words kind of works well here. Like it just, by not really ever settling on a word, it kind of aids in the imagery of the song. And like this is weird, like I could hear it in like pharmaceutical commercials in the future, right? They take the words out and I can hear the music in pharmaceutical commercials. Like it's different, and it's a nice change of pace from what we've been in before this track. So if I were to start this album, like start with Eternal Summer, start there. Like if you're like a longtime Strokes fan, start with Eternal Summer. Up next we have At the Door. At the Door, to me, it's definitely the most stripped down and bare. The lyrics are very raw, like the vocal performance is also very raw. I think that this one is dealing with breakup. As I mentioned, it had only recently come out that Julian and his ex-wife have split, and so I feel like maybe the song was written around the time that was happening. A lot of the album, throughout much of the album, you're getting this sense that Julian is a bad partner, or the narrator. I don't want to put that on him, but the narrator is a bad partner, and so if this is autobiographical, maybe don't date Julian Casablancas. I don't know if that's what you were planning on doing. I'm not personally, I'm happily married, but
maybe don't do that.
So with At the Door, the lyrics are full of pain. Again, they're very raw. There's a sense that the narrator felt used by the previous partner. There's lyrics like, "You beg me not to go, sinking like a stone, use me like an oar, and get yourself to shore." There's also glimpses of comparison to other couples. There's resentment. So I really think this is about just, you know, clearly it's about relationships, but also about a bad relationship, one that needed to end, and when it finally does, like it's good. And so again, there's resentment in the lyrics in the fact that it feels like this is an argument that the narrator's been perfecting for a while. Like he's kind of like sharpened his knife on this one a little bit. And if this is the Julian and his ex-wife, if this is pertaining or related to them, then yeah, he's been holding on to this for about a year. And like he like sharpened his knife with it and it's like, I'm ready, here we go, he's on the attack. So it's kind of, you know, it's very, very raw, but I think it might be my favorite album. Another runner-up for my favorite song on the album is Not the Same Anymore. Lyrically, it again presents more of the narrator regretting past actions. The narrator considers himself not to be a good partner. It's got very minimal guitar plucking throughout the verses. The drums are just straightforward. This is like, of all of the Strokes songs that are on this album, this is the Strokesiest. So this one, yeah, this one represents more of that sound to me. This one definitely takes me back to like 2001, where I'm, you know, as I said so many times now, at Best Buy. And this is not, they're not paying me to say that, you know, don't go there, not right now at least, don't go there. But yeah, so this one is definitely to me the most the Strokes of the New Abnormal. All right, so final thoughts on the new Abnormal by The Strokes. Overall, I feel it's a good album. It's still indicative of who The Strokes are, who they've progressed to become. I don't feel that all of the songs work well. It's only until you get to like song 4 or 5 that it sounds like they're a band again. With the first 3 songs or first 4 songs, it sounds like they were all in different rooms and they had like a concept map of what the song should look like the structure of the song, and then they all just kind of like took their own road to get there. But once you get past those first few songs, like the lyrics are raw throughout. Like the narrator is clearly going through something. But once you get past like those first four songs, the music really works a lot better, at least for me, where you're getting more varied guitar, you're getting more experimentation on layering the instruments. Like, and again, in one song, there's only just the organ and Julian singing. So it works well on most of the songs. On a couple of the songs, I'm like, it's not good. It's just noise, and it just doesn't sound good. So if I were to give it a verdict, 1 through 5, 1 is the worst, 5 is the best, I'd say this is a solid 3.5 out of 5. So like a 7 out of 10. It's not great, but it's not bad. And in my defense, before you get mad at me, don't get mad at me. Please don't get mad at me. But if you do, that's fine. You're a stranger, I'm a stranger. We can have different opinions. But Julian himself has said that this is number 4 of his favorite Strokes albums, and they've put out 6, right? So like this is near the bottom for him too. So even he says this isn't his best work. But I want to know what you think. If you listen to the album, if you have listened to the album, tell me in the comments. And if you like the content I'm putting out, please like the video, subscribe, and you can find me on socials down here. Let me know also what you think about my new Google background. It took all of 5 minutes to find it, but I'm excited because now I don't have to, if it's raining, I don't have to deal with the rain sound in my mix, and if it's dark, I can still record videos. So anyway, again, I'm Justin with the Millennial Mixtape. I will see you next time, and until I see you, stay safe, stay well.